So you do have the courage. I'm glad to know that. My name is Eran Katz, and I am the author of several books in the field of memory and the power of the mind, a lecturer, researcher, father, and a natural forgetter. Most of my work revolves around helping people improve their memory capabilities. And one day I noticed that there is one question that keeps repeating in every lecture and workshop. How do you forget? Well, at first I thought, this is a funny question. I don't understand. I've just spent the last 3 hours talking about memory, and people are asking about how to forget. It took me time to understand this, but I finally got my head around it. A good memory is a tool for success and efficiency, but good forgetting, as it turns out, is a longing, a wonderful gift for mental health, because our traumas, disappointments, failures, losses, and crises prevent us from moving on. Throughout my life, I unintentionally used techniques that I will teach you in this course, but a few years ago I discovered something very interesting. The same techniques that help you develop a great memory, their reverse implementation promotes forgetting. I termed this reverse approach intentional forgetting, and my aim in this course is to share practical ideas and techniques how to turn bad memories into neutral memories, and how to untie associative knots connected to trauma, how to intentionally disrupt painful memories that do not serve us, and how to start afresh, how to reprogram our brain, delete the glitches, and set ourselves on a smoother, more pleasant path. I dedicated a chapter to this subject in my book, 5 Gifts for the Mind, and I did not expect the outpouring of feedback and emails I received. Apparently, the chapter about the gift of forgetting not only fascinated the imagination of so many readers, it also helped many people who took the time to write me emotional emails. I will recount some of their stories in this course. I decided to create an entire course based on that chapter. This course has defined stages that will hopefully help you in the process of creating intentional forgetting. I would like to emphasize that I am not a psychologist, and this course is not a substitute for those who need guidance and professional help. The course is based on my personal experience as an expert who understands a thing or two about the human memory, the experience of others, and comprehensive psychological studies. This course comes to assist those who believe they have the self-discipline to work on their own issues in order to erase disturbing and restricting memories. Why is it hard for us to deal with painful memories? Well, because they keep resurfacing. So why does nobody teach us how to erase them once and for all? Well, the answers vary. Some say that it is impossible to erase memories. Some say that memories, even bad ones, help us understand ourselves and grow. This is definitely true, up to a certain point. We will discuss this later on. And some would say that our past, which has such an impact on us, is the basis for everything we are, and we have no moral right to eliminate it. And there is another interesting reason why we do not erase our memories, a disconcerting yet valid reason, according to a considerable number of psychological studies. Sometimes our bad past becomes our comfort zone, the excuse for everything that happened in our lives, the most convenient explanation for everything that is happening and will happen in the future. Some of us develop a sense of victimhood. And yes, the past is real, and it is sometimes painful, and it is sometimes paralyzing, but in many cases it is also an excuse for paralysis. Before you get angry at me, I need to remind that this course is not an alternative to a psychologist, a psychiatrist, or any other emotional coaching or care. Without a doubt, loss and trauma affect our mental and psychological state, our sense of identity, our emotional ties, as well as our beliefs about the world, because we try to find sense in the events that happen to us. So again, this course does not constitute psychological therapy for whomever may need it. This course may also raise feelings of discomfort and disagreement. It may anger you. You will hear and read things that you may not like hearing. And I am merely suggesting my own opinions and ideas, most of which are backed by psychological studies. But I have no intention of arguing and convincing. If this does not suit you, you may leave now. You are not here by force. But if you are interested, remember that my aim is to help. What I offer are thoughts and possibilities with the single objective of trying to make life more tolerable for you and those who may be concerned about you. You are welcome to take whatever you wish from this course. Try the exercises that suit you. Give up the techniques that make you uncomfortable. In other words, there is no harm to be done. Okay, it's not like you're going to get up from the computer in the middle of the course, go to the kitchen, meet a family member, and tell him, "Sorry, I have just completed an intentional forgetting course, and you seem familiar to me. Do you live here also?" No, this will not happen. Don't worry. Therefore, I would recommend that you start with something that is easier to digest. Try to implement the forgetting stages of an unpleasant memory, but not a terrible one. Okay, not one that generates pain to the extent of psychological reaction. It could be a memory of an unrequited love, one that you can deal with but would be happy to erase from your memory. It could be a car accident that did not end in disaster but was painful, that you would like to forget because it causes anxiety when you drive. It could be being laid off, a dispute, and even a grandparent who passed away. Because as much as it may be uncomfortable to hear, most of the sad things that have happened to us in our lives, including a death of a grandparent, are not traumatic to the point of long-term psychological damage. We have all gone through a process of sadness, mourning, or adjustment, after which we return to our normal emotional state, right? I don't think there's a person who was laid off and lost the desire to live. No, all I ever wanted is to be a hotel receptionist. I have no other interest in life. Farewell. I don't think so. So, choose an unpleasant but not terrible memory whose eradication you would like to try. After the course and after we have practiced forgetting, you may repeat the process with a more complex memory if you wish. Many years ago, Queen Elizabeth I sent a person to exile for 20 years after a dispute. 20 years later, that person returned to his homeland and participated in an event where the Queen was present. Hesitantly, he approached her, bowed, and asked, anxious, "Do you remember me?" The Queen examined him, and after some moment she nodded and said to him, "No, I clearly remember that I forgot you." So the big question is it possible to intentionally forget something? Intentional forgetting? Can memories be buried in such a way that they do not overtake us in times when they are unwanted? In the movie Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, the actor Jim Carrey approaches an imaginary laboratory where they erase people's memories in order to erase a painful memory of love. Now, I will not spoil the ending. I will only mention that not only can memories not be erased by technological means, but that even if they do find the technology someday, this would be a disaster for many reasons. Getting rid of memories completely is not recommended. So you may be wondering, wait, but isn't this course all about erasing memories? Maybe it is best to bring another example from daily life. When you write a document, you are not happy about, and then finally decide to delete it, is it really deleted from your computer? The answer is no. It goes into the recycle bin, right? So that is the aim of this course, to move unwanted memories to the recycle bin so that they don't clutter our lives' desktop, if you may. To have a good life and function at our best, we want a clean, relevant desktop with helpful tools immediately accessible. The thoughts that contribute, the pleasant memories, the skills we have acquired. We do not need the memories that inhibit us and are emotionally burdensome. Quite the opposite. We want to remove them. We do not want traumatic memories, negative thoughts, or pessimistic and toxic people in our daily lives. This course was intended for this purpose, to move the waste accumulated in our brain throughout our lives to a recycle bin that will not distract us. So why not delete it completely, as we sometimes delete our entire recycle bin? For two reasons. First of all, practically, and this is my answer to the title question, can we forget? Well, there is no clear answer. Research has not managed to determine whether information entered in our memory can completely disappear. When we say, "Oh, I forgot to call you," this is only because we remembered that we needed to call a person, right? Meaning the information was not completely forgotten. It just wasn't recalled when we needed it. There are triggers that may cause us to recall oppressed memories from 30 years ago. There are methods that help recall memories that apparently disappeared. So it is difficult to determine whether any specific memory has completely disappeared from the brain or whether it is hidden in an inaccessible location in our mind. The second reason why it is not advisable to erase memories completely is that we need them for our survival. It is written in the book of Deuteronomy, "Thou shalt blot out the remembrance of Amalek from under heaven. Thou shalt not forget." Blot out their terrible deeds, but don't forget them, which has a parallel in the Talmud, once bitten, twice shy. Imagine that our memory about bees was erased, meaning we remember that they give us honey, but not their ability to sting. We see a bee, caress it, and it stings us. Not a great idea. We need to remember that being stung is painful. Bottom line, we need this combination of memory and forgetfulness. So let's learn how it's done, how to move unwanted memories and pain to the backyard of the past. Before we get to the stage of actual forgetting, please bear with me a bit because I would like us to talk about the past realistically. I wish to show it to you in a different angle, to talk about how the way in which we relate to our past is in fact a self-destructive mechanism, and explain once and for all why bad things happen to us. There is a surprising reason for this. I will share with you thoughts and insights that you may not have thought about and which may somewhat annoy you, because real healing is not the only thing that hurts. But as Jan Masaryk, President of the Czech Republic, said, thinking hurts too.